Hello everyone, this afternoon on the marketplace, prices of petrol and diesel expected to go up by 3% beginning the 1st of April. Also coming up, pressure mounts on government to release locked-up funds of rural banks.
40 million of our funds is locked up with NTHC and SIC. In my view, these institutions are not performing, and for that reason, they should be closed down and our money is paid to us now.
And it's less than 10 months to election 2024. We'll tell you how the current exchange rate fluctuations plus a $300 million World Bank liquidity injection could influence voting dynamics. My name is Daryl. Thanks for joining us. Details coming up. Well, thanks for staying with us. First up, the prices of petrol and diesel are expected to go up by 3% beginning the 1st of April. That's according to the Institute for Energy Security. However, the price of liquefied petroleum gas will remain the same for the next 2 weeks. The IS attributes the marginal increase in the prices of petrol and diesel to the slight rise in the price of liquid fuel on the international market and the depreciation of the cedi in the past 2 weeks. Here's Adam Yakubu, a research analyst with the IES.
On the local performance of the cedi lost some 2.22% on its value against the United States dollar. At the close of trade on the 26th, the cedi was trading at 13 cedi 6 pesos to $1. Putting these factors together, the Institute for Energy Security is expecting price of liquid fuels to continue its rise by some 3% on the local fuels market in the first 2 weeks for the month of April. However, LPG prices are likely to remain unchanged in the coming days.
Now, some players in the rural banking space are mounting pressure on government to close down non-performing investment institutions to enable them access their locked-up funds. They say the investments, when released, will help the rural banks meet requirements of the central bank in terms of payment of dividends to shareholders. Board Chairman of Cedi Rural Bank, Dr. Francis Dente, explains many rural banks continue to reel under the present situation. Nana Aljima has more in the following report.
According to the Association of Rural Banks, 460 billion cedis of funds of its members are locked up with some defunct financial institutions. For this reason, liquidity available to the rural banks for their operations have reduced, negatively affecting their operations. The Cedi Rural Bank has about 40 million cedis locked up in 2 of the defunct financial institutions. The bank has managed to stay profitable despite the challenges, but the Bank of Ghana refused a request to pay dividends to shareholders. Board Chairman Francis Dente is proposing the shutdown of the defunct institutions.
We've always consistently made very, very good profit. However, as we speak, we have a challenge. 40 million of our funds is locked up with NTHC and SIC. In my view, these institutions are not performing, and for that reason, they should be closed down and our money is paid to us now. We've had challenge getting this money to help us operate and then increase our profits and also help our capital adequacy ratio.
At the Cedi Rural Bank's annual general meeting, over 1.3 million cedis was recorded in profit as deposits increased to 151 million cedis. Michael Edu is Chief Executive Officer.
We have strategized to bring the bank in a position where the regulator will give it the approval to pay dividend. And one way is to increase the profitability drive of the bank and also bring in some strategic shareholders who will be able to buy significant shares in the bank. So strategically, we are redesigning our credit system so that we can grant more quality loans to increase the profitability.
Meanwhile, the bank has marked its 40th anniversary with the donation of a borehole facility to the Jamasi community where the headquarters is located.
And you're still watching The Marketplace. Now, the Ghana Cocoa Board has indicated tip-offs and citizen policing of suspicious actions along the country's borders and cocoa-growing areas are crucial in the fight against cocoa smuggling. Ashanti Regional Administrator for Cocoa Board, William Prempeh, says effective collaboration with citizens will significantly impact the success of Cocoa Board's smuggling eradication measures. This comes on the back of the interception of about 3,000 bags of cocoa beans which were smuggled to Côte d'Ivoire. Here's more in this report by Clinton Yeboah.
The Ghana Cocoa Board confirmed to Parliament's Public Accounts Committee that the company lost over 150,000 metric tons of cocoa beans to smuggling in 2023. The borders of the country, especially the Volta and Eastern regions, see more cases of cocoa beans smuggled into neighboring countries. The Ashanti Regional Administrator for Cocoa Board, William Prempeh, confirms Cocoa Board's anti-smuggling task force, in collaboration with the security agencies, intercepted about 3,000 bags in the second week of March only.
We've realized that some of the cocoa is smuggled through the Volta region area and the Eastern region area. So there's a collaboration between Ghana Cocoa Board and the Army and the BNI. So we started monitoring that place and also Eastern region. All over the world, smuggling happens. But smuggling cocoa is more or less like smuggling the blood of the country. Now, based on the time that we started doing that, we've been intercepting some. Recently, we just intercepted more than about 3,000 bags. So that's part of the steps.
The perpetrators rebags the beans from jute sacks into polythene bags in order to evade security checks. William Prempeh is admonishing the public to be on the lookout for suspicious activities and carriages within border towns. He says the fight against cocoa smuggling is largely a responsibility for all.
And smuggling cannot be detected if there's not a tip-off. So then there should be a way to motivate Ghanaians. One, I believe, Ghana Cocoa believes we should all have this ownership. We should own cocoa as ours. So much that when you know that this cocoa living, if it leaves, is going to affect the foreign exchange of this country, then I will give a tip-off. So, but we need the help of Ghanaians. We need help of Ghanaians. Let us think about the future. At least over the years, any time that money comes for cocoa, it has a way of cooling down the foreign exchange temperature.
The Ashanti Regional Administrator for Cocoa Board made these comments at the back of sensitization program for some students. The event aims to instill and highlight the importance of cocoa production in the growth of the Ghanaian economy. The participants were taken through the process of cocoa planting, processing and management at the Cocoa Board office in Kumasi.
It's more or less in accordance with part of the mission statement of Ghana Cocoa Board to increase production of cocoa, and you can't increase production of cocoa without growing cocoa. Formative years is between 6 to 10 years. So in most of the countries that we admire, the G8 countries, they invest a lot in that age group. So from 10 years, 11 years, they go with that mindset. So this school that came is Gentle Step Academy. There are 40 students that came, and the age group is between 4 to 8 years. What we want to do is we want to work upon their mind. We want them to grow with a mindset of why in the future maybe they have to go into cocoa. He's with one of our divisions, Seed Production Division. So the idea is to create an awareness of the value of cocoa. There's a saying that cocoa is Ghana, Ghana is cocoa, because cocoa has impact on a lot of people in this country. It brings foreign exchange, it brings money, it brings work on that. So the idea is to create an awareness.
Reporting for Joy News, my name is Clinton Yeboah.
Now, time to mix a bit of business and politics. The Ghana cedi since the beginning of the year has struggled against major trading currencies, especially the dollar. Now, as the Bank of Ghana prepares to auction around $120 million to BDCs, there are fears that the increasing demand for the greenback could cause the cedi to lose more value. However, there's hope on the horizon. The long-awaited $300 million dollar loan facility from the World Bank is expected to help alleviate these pressures and provide the government with access to funds to complete stalled projects. Now, this afternoon, we're going to analyze the possible impact of these current developments on voters' decision come December 7 when we go to the polls. Joining me in studio for some more analysis is lead data and research analyst here. John is Isaac Kofi-Ejay. Great to have you in the studio. And so my first question to you, do voters really care about the exchange rate fluctuations?
Well, of course they do, Daryl. I mean, the same voters are the one who are the importers. I mean, the same voters are, some of them are members of GUTA, some of them are traders. And just imagine you started a year with a trading capital of, let's say, 40,000 Ghana cedis, which we were using to buy dollars to import. Now, just because of the slight or the exchange rate fluctuations, now $1, when I checked before coming to the studio, is about 13 cedis, 23 pesos. So just,
you're being generous. On the retail market, it's much more. Yeah.
Absolutely. So it tells you how this situation can actually cause your capital to deplete. And when you have this section of the Ghanaian populace also struggling, it tends to also affect businesses. And we, the ordinary people in the economy, will be affected because, I mean, prices of goods and services will be affected. And that's how important the exchange rate situation is in terms of the 2020 elections coming up December 7th.
All right, let's talk about the 300 million World Bank facility that has hit the Bank of Ghana's account. We've been making so much noise about this since yesterday. How is that going to, affect the city's performance? We know that the monies are going to fixing some stored infrastructure projects. How would that influence voter decision as well?
Well, in the 2024 budget, we actually anchored infrastructure projects based on the donor funding that we're going to get, because we made it categorical in the budget that we're not going to take any form of non-concessional loans to do any form of project. So it tells you that money from World Bank, the AFDB, and other multinational organizations, very, very key to the performance of the economy this year. Now, if you look at the $300 million that has come in currently, it's going to do two things. One is going to help shore up the cedi and then also help us to complete some stored infrastructure projects. Some are new that they are going to start. So what is going to happen is that Bank of Ghana is going to take the dollar equivalent and inject the cedi into the system where we'll be able to use it to fund some of these, projects. Now, let's look at what the finance minister said in the 2024, former finance minister said in the 2024 budget. Said, so foreign financing will include a provision for financing from IMF, the ECF program, a disbursement of $720 million, and World Bank Development Policy Operation, which is worth $300 million. So if you add this two, that tells you the magnitude of money that we'll be getting from just two sources, which we believe that the inflow of the $300 million can help, start projects like the La Community, La General Hospital, which, they pulled it down about 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Right. And we understand that government is hoping to fund it from the budget. And this is some of the sources that maybe they will use to another road projects across the length and breadth of the country.
So we are expecting some more inflows this year, by the end of the year. Yeah. There's so much talk about how that is going to impact on the stability of the local currency. Just how much?
Well, let's look at the last slide, and that will tell you the magnitude of inflows that we are expecting from other sources. So if the World Bank is giving us 620, so there you have it, World Bank 620 million. We are having 300 million, but that is not the entire amount that is scheduled to hit Bank of Ghana's account this year. The total is 620 million. If you read the IMF article for 2023, you find this money is there. The IMF is also giving us $720 million, and you have AFDB $44 million.
All of this here, don't mind. There should be a million there. $44 million.
$44 million. All of this is going to give us 1.4 billion. That's the total amount that we're expecting from these three major sources. But Daryl, you also know that these inflows are conditioned on a successful, meeting of the IMF conditionalities, which some of them partially depends on a successful, restructuring of our loans with our bilateral creditors. We've started, and we are hoping that by May, which is the scheduled date for the first disbursement of $360 million, will be able to pass all the conditions for us to get that money. But I mean, these are the sources. We are expecting $1.4 billion from 3 sources, which the IMF, the World Bank are very significant sources.
All right, Isaac Ofeji, thank you so much. Like you say, the currency is also very important for voters. You have people in the business community, trade associations, who are looking at the government to fix this problem.
Especially the store project, I mean.
The store projects as well, right?
The roads, the hospitals, even schools. If you look at some of the projects that we actually listed in the previous slide, you see how even the World Bank,
of them, I don't know if we
absolutely.
go back to them.
We count about, I think, 23 although, but we decided to select a few if we can go back to see some of the projects. Some even include schools and even hospitals. There you have it. The whole teaching hospital is one of the expansion, hoping to benefit from a non-concessional loan, which the World Bank 300 million is an example. The establishment of the STEM-based senior high schools is going to condition or actually take a source from some of these loans. The last one is very important to me, the Ghana Jobs for Youth through a competitive and entrepreneurial support project. You know, job creation in an election year is so important. And so having the resources to create jobs.
Especially when we have a challenge with unemployment. We see roads in the industrial city project and special economic zone.
I mean, for this government, for instance, you know the Ashanti region is their powerhouse. Right. And so something like the Kumasi Industrial City project and special economic zone, that is an important project that maybe they will be looking at using some of these monies to make sure that they have that project in place.
And a bit of mischief here, also a concentration on the Volta region. We know construction of a new bridge for the Volta River at Volivo.
I mean, there was also one that I saw, which is those who were affected by the Akosombo Dam, the spillage. I mean, they are also going to base on the sources from World Bank to be able to do the resettlement and then also some of the projects that government has promised them that they are going to do. We saw that the current, housing minister visited the place and said that plans are far advanced, and then they are making plans to make sure that what they promised in terms of the relocation and the resettlement is actually done. All come from some concessional loans like the one we are getting from the World Bank.
And it's in the interest of the government of the day to get all these monies coming so that they can do all of this and then maybe win some voters.
It's important anyway.
Isaac Ofeji, a lead researcher at Joy News. I appreciate your time with us. I will see you next week. You're watching The Marketplace. Now, Ghana can address challenges affecting food security if its policies are driven by data. This is according to Senior Research Fellow at the Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research, Dr. Fred Janku. He said relevant stakeholders would have to deliberate on key issues derailing the growth of the agri sector to have it contribute to the economy. He spoke to Joy Business at the Daryl Ghana Agri-Food Systems Policy Forum.
Data repository and advocacy for policy projects focuses on promoting the access and effective use of data and knowledge products to influence policy-making processes and outcomes. It contributes to evidence-led policy-making through data management services and capacity building in research data interpretation and usage, collaborating with civil society organizations and academics. According to Dr. Danku, data is required to address the fundamental bottlenecks affecting Ghana's agricultural sector.
It seems that policymakers tend to push policies that will promote their own political agenda. So if policies will not, even if policies will promote the national discourse but will not promote a political party agenda, then they tend to be de-emphasized. So the conclusion there is that we policymakers must engage a wider community of people in developing their policy, so those policies address the needs of the people rather than just the agenda of political parties. And then on the issue of food safety, we talked about the issue of how we've emphasized food security, the availability of food without the safety of those foods. So you can have food on the market, but those foods can be contaminated. So one of the things we are recommending is that it's if we can provide testing kits, for example, in various markets, and Food and Drugs Board can do more routine checks of the safety of those foods on the market.
Daryl seeks to address the challenges to data-driven and evidence-based policy advocacy by equipping both the players in the policy advocacy space and those that primarily generate the data and evidence.
MTN Ghana says it will be deploying more artificial intelligence to enhance operational efficiency. According to the telecommunication giant, it will use more AI tools to detect and track threats that may arise as a result of fraudulent activities. Speaking to Joy Business at an MTN Business Roundtable Africa 2024 conference, Chief Information Officer Bernard Akwa said his outfit is keen on driving business value through data and AI. Here's more.
The MTN Business CTIO Roundtable Africa 2024 conference brought together players in technology, telecommunications, and innovation for insightful discussions, networking opportunities, and strategic planning sessions. Hosted by MTN Business, the forum aims to provide a platform for CIOs and industry leaders to explore the latest trends, challenges, and opportunities shaping the tech landscape in Africa. Speaking to Joy Business, Chief Information Officer at MTN Ghana, Bernard Akwa said they are exploring other AI tools to combat and help minimize crime in their field of work.
We use the tools to understand better what potential fraudsters will do before they actually perpetuate some of these frauds. But it's much more wider than that. There's a lot more to the fraud exercise. So it's an ongoing exercise to enhance the AI model. Because, you have to train the model to understand the space within which you are working. I think our main focus on AI within MTN Ghana right now is on operational efficiency. So areas where we can use more automation to enhance our work so that we can focus us as people into more creative jobs. That's really where our focus is right now. But we're looking to extend it to do more to understand our customers better and serve them better.
Senior Manager for MTN Business, Benedict Bentel, stressed the crucial role data and AI play in today's world and the need for businesses to be more intentional about leveraging data and AI to harness business growth and create value for their customers.
At MTN Business, we tend to want to stay ahead of the curve. We know data and AI are currently where businesses and technology is moving towards. So most of our solutions are backed by artificial intelligence, and we want to be able to build solutions that businesses can work without any extensive training in coding or anything, pick these solutions and help it work for them. And AI is behind all these solutions that makes it easier for people who have no coding experience or any technical experience to be able to interact with these technologies and use it to their benefit.
The round table provided participants a knowledge-sharing platform for technology leaders and academia across Africa to deliberate on key issues in technology and digital innovation.
Star Beer has engaged local farmers in parts of the northern region to produce raw materials for the beer brand. This is part of initiatives to empower them economically and also support them with sustainable farming. Branch manager for Star Beer, Papa Kwawu Swajimanose, mentioned this to Joy Business at the exclusive media soiree in Okra.
Essentially is water, hops, and grains. So Star Beer is 70% local raw material. So 70% of our raw materials that go into the beer are sourced from Ghana. So when I say we're Ghanaian beer, we're Ghanaian beer. We get most of our things from here, and because of that, we even have some concessions from the government. Instead of buying from outside, getting malts from Malta or wherever, we get it from Ghana. So that means they have some constant source of money that can support their family and then for generations. That a lot of beers don't do that, but we are focused on making sure that we source a lot of our things locally in Ghana. So we have a deal. There's a lot of farmers in the northern parts of Ghana that the company Guinness Ghana has a corporate deal with, to ensure that we support them and develop sustainable farming for our 2030 sustainability goals.
Are you not doing this because you are losing the domestic market? You think the other beers are taking over? And
we've actually been increasing in market share over the last 2 years, so no, we're not losing.
Now, over 200 junior high schools in the Ashanti region have undergone career guidance programs to inspire and empower young girls to consider careers in engineering and related fields. The Electricity Company of Ghana's Women in Engineering Career Guidance Program is aimed at raising awareness about opportunities in engineering and provide guidance and support for those interested in pursuing careers in STEM. The education received by beneficiaries in junior high schools will bridge gender gaps in male-dominated careers.
Teenage motherhood has become a topical social issue, considering that about 15.2% of female adolescents in Ghana aged 15 to 19 have ever been pregnant. This underscores the prevalence of teenage pregnancies. According to African Education Watch, there are over 192,000 school dropouts in Ghana, with over 102,000 being girls as of 2022. Over 30,000 of these girls drop out due to teenage pregnancy. Paramount Queen Mother of Yamfo, Nana Dakoa Ampem Chewa II, speaking at the Electricity Company of Ghana's Women in Engineering Career Guidance Program for female GHS students, emphasized that parents hold major responsibility for guiding their girls. She's admonishing frequent, random and diligent supervision of the characters of young females.
Lack of parental care. Our moms and dad, some of them, they don't really care about their kids, especially with this new curriculum. After classes, we are going to hear they make friends. I feel the friends they make, the influence and the impact they have on them. Some of them go to these classes with phones and all that. So I think most of them is on the parents. So, and they should really try and do frequent checkups at the school, talk to their teachers what is going on. Random checkups once in a while, go to the school and check up on your child, how he or she is doing in the schools.
The Kumasi headquarters of Electricity Company of Ghana's Women in Engineering Career Guidance Program is a sensitization event organized in collaboration with the Gender and Social Inclusion Unit to commemorate International Women's Day. Nana Dakoa Ampem Chewa II lauded the efforts of women breaking stereotypes to lead.
Congratulations to all of them. We hope to see more women joining the leadership and decision-making space. So on this day, we would like to encourage young girls to take up their education serious, either skill or education serious, so that they can come out perfectly in society as women of substance.
The Career Guidance and Counseling Program assembled female junior high school students, field experts and corporate leaders under the theme Inspire Inclusion while supporting girls into leadership, decision-making, business and STEM. The program followed an open forum to address peculiar questions on career paths, deeper understanding of International Women's Day and professional life tricks. President of ECG Women in Engineering, Engineer Mariam Krantema Amponsa, highlighted that promoting inclusion will bridge gender gaps in male-dominated career fields.
We are certain that this program will go a long way to, one, promote career guidance and mentoring, that's demystifying women in engineering, and then two, advocate for more girls in the primary, senior and tertiary levels to venture into the field of engineering. You are encouraged to express yourselves and not be timid or afraid. We need to groom the young girls now.
And that's our program this afternoon. There is more news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. More on the $300 million World Bank facility hitting the Bank of Ghana as a country can read. Also, Cocoa Board attributes low production of cocoa beans to bad weather. myjoyonline.com/business. My name is Daryl. Thanks for watching.